All right, guys, this is the Mystery Ranch Beartooth 80. Comes in at 6 pounds, 5 ounces, and it's just under 5,200 cubic inches. This pack is made in the Philippines, and the cost is 600 bucks. Now, we just did a full video comparing the Mystery Ranch with the Kafaru, the Kuyu, the Exo, and the Stone Glacier. Check that out on our YouTube channel if you want to see how these packs performed under 50 pounds and 100 pounds load. But this video is going to be about the Mystery Ranch in particular, the frame, the meat shelf, and the bag design. So this pack's been around for a while. A lot of people have used it. And if you're a Mystery Ranch guy, you were definitely excited when this pack came to the market. We'll start with the frame, which is the Guide Light MT frame. Now, I hate to come off right off the bat and start bashing on something, but I do think it's about time that Mystery Ranch updates their frame.
I agree. The pack and frame will get it done. I mean, you can pack an animal out. There's no doubt about it. It's designed for that. You just might have a different experience while doing so.
Yeah, I mean, I've packed over 100 pounds real world with this frame, and it's definitely worked. But when you really start to compare it to some of the other top players, I'd say it's just a little bit lacking in terms of stability, comfort, feeling like the frame is ready for the job. So interesting differences in design from the other 4 packs that we tested. You have a pretty solid back profile with a yoke design for the shoulder straps and then a 5-piece waist belt. Now this waist belt is the thinnest and also the I guess narrowest and thickest waist belt that any of these packs had. And we both kind of agreed that that is not our favorite way to go. We much preferred a waist belt more like the Kafaru or the Exo or the Stone that was a larger, kind of a holding waist belt as opposed to a thin, high pressure point.
And also the way that the waist belt attaches to the frame.
Yep.
This has a little bit of a, it's a 5-piece waist belt, and consequently where it attaches to the frame, it's almost like a triangulated position, right? Rather than just that fabric hinge that some of the other waist belts had, which I mean, honestly, were minimal and better performing in my opinion. So
agreed. There's a lot of rigidity in these pieces. And I don't love that your body, when you're under load, is still moving a lot, especially when you're hiking, walking over deadfall and stuff. You kind of need that movement. And this pack doesn't provide you that quite as much. The flex is in different places, such as the frame. As far as the shoulder straps go, like I said, they definitely work, but the yoke design isn't my favorite. I prefer pretty simple, straight up and over shoulder strap design.
And then with that added pad, you do lose some breathability in that center region, like right over your backbone that you have between the shoulder straps and some other designs. I do want to add that I did run this frame with the Metcalf pack for Mystery Ranch for quite a while. And I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yep.
With most standard day or 2 to 3 day loads. However, on a pack out, wasn't my favorite, if I had to be honest. But it does perform well in some areas.
I'd agree.
And then for me, when it came to a pack out, my very first pack out with this type frame, again, not the best.
Not the best, but it is the most affordable pack that we compared. And it's also still very well built. So these packs aren't going to fall apart on you. It's not like they're cheaply made.
I mean, let's throw a shout out to fellow gear consultant Austin Atkinson. He utilizes this frame on, what is it, the Marshall, and he guides in Alaska year over year, year after year, and he always goes back to that frame. So again, it comes back to the user's preference. So.
Yeah, but I've seen Austin pack upwards of 80 pounds on a backpacking hunt going in. It's like, man, if this pack works for you, like he's ripping it and he doesn't complain. So
case in point, Austin's tough and we're not. So there you go.
Well, we're comparing. That's the whole point of this video. But anyways, like we said, not trying to bash this pack by any means, but when we're comparing it to some of the other top players, it was a little bit below.
Agreed.
In terms of the pack itself, like I mentioned, well built, quality zippers, quality clips. Mystery Ranch does include the locking clips, so you have to push on here to loosen it, similar to the Kafaru. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of that, but that's a personal preference. This pack in particular, you have a removable lid with plenty of storage, 2 large zipper pockets, all the external storage that you might need. The lid does sag a little bit when the bag itself isn't full because it's not sitting on the frame. It's attached to the frame down here a little bit lower than sometimes you get the lids at the highest point of the frame for the attachment point. Regardless, when the bag is full, the lid sits on top of the bag, it's no problem. In terms of the bag itself, you've got your side straps. If you're trying to clip a bow up or something, that is very doable. You've got one full size, very large square pocket right in the center. And then you have your horseshoe zipper. So that's where this pack is pretty unique. It's a full on, like, the whole thing opens up like a suitcase. You have to undo, I think, 5 clips to get there. But then this zipper will run all the way around and the whole bag opens up. On the inside of the bag, you have some internal organization, obviously your water pouch, etc. It's not overdone in terms of internal storage, but it's also got adequate storage for someone that likes a little more organization.
Like Brady.
Like Brady. The side pouches, I find them a little bit lacking in size. If the bag is full at all, these are rendered somewhat useless. You can maybe fit some wet wipes in there, and that's about it.
I mean, with a tripod on the side of your pack, you could fit one leg, and it would still hold the tripod upright, you know, with the assistance of the side straps. And I mean, you could put the buttstock off a rifle in there too.
Yeah,
depending upon how full your main compartment really is.
Right.
So.
There is one more pocket on the top here, just a small pocket for an in-reach knife, little grab-and-go items. Lots of accessories with Mystery Ranch. They got accessories for water bottles, for rifle slings, etc. So there's plenty of options there. Might as well dive into the meat shelf, huh?
Yep, let's do it.
So I do like the way that Mystery Ranch does their meat shelf. It's hard to show, but there is a, here, we can undo these straps a little bit. There's just a clip back here that keeps tension, but doesn't really carry load. The load is placed on these tabs that you just pull off of the frame. Once you do, you undo your side clips, you got full access. And you do have an adjustable pouch underneath here to keep your meat from falling down. And we found that the other packs that had that, we definitely appreciate having a way to keep your meat high, keep it from falling down out of your meat shelf.
I will say that there's a lot of fabric and a lot of strap there. So if you got a wider game bag, such as an elk hind quarter, this will adjust to compensate for the added width, which is in turn standoff between the frame and the main bag itself. Definitely.
Now, when you get this bag, it does not come with straps that go around to attach the quarter to the frame directly. When I was using this frame, I actually added that, and it worked great. Just 2 straps that come around. Other packs that we have in this comparison, they do have that. It's certainly something that I appreciate. But the way it is right now, you use the bag to sandwich your meat together, aside from this bottom pouch. Super simple design. The frame itself isn't incredibly rigid in terms of torsion, but it does hold up in terms of it won't bend, right? You're not gonna break this frame by overloading it.
No.
So anyways, that's about all we have on this pack. It's a tried and true option. It's not a new design by any means, and definitely works. If you're curious about how it held up in terms of comfort under load, check out our full video comparing all 5 of these packs on the Gearful YouTube channel. And yeah, that's the Mystery Ranch Beartooth.
If you got any questions, visit us at gearful.com. Ask them freely. We're here to help you. Thanks for watching.